কিরণ দিয়ে কালিমা বুঝায় তুমি নির্মল লক্ষ শূন্য বাসনা ছুটিছে গভীর আধারে, জানি না কখন ডুবে যাবে কোন অকুল গরল পাথারে। শূন্য বাসনা ছুটিছে গভীর আধারে, জানি না কখন ডুবে যাবে কোন অকুল গরল পাথারে। বিশ্ব বিপদ তুমি তারাও রুধিয়া পন্থা, চরণ তলে নিয়ে কালী মাথায় নির্মল আছো অনল নীলে চিরনভনীলে, সলিলে গগনে আছো বিডুবিলতায় জলদের গায় শশী তারকায় গগনে। আছো অনল নীলে চিরনভনীলে, সলিলে গগনে আছো বিডুবিলতায় জলদের গায় শশী তারকায় গগনে। নয়নে বসন বাঁধিয়া বসি আধারে মুনিব কাঁদিয়া, দেখি নাই কিছু বুঝি নাই কিছু, তাও দেখায় বুঝাই নির্মল মঙ্গল করে।
Good evening. Namaste. Welcome everybody. Pranams to Thakur, Ma and Swamiji. Pranams to Swami Sarvapriyanandaji. Welcome to you all. Namaskar. This evening we have Swami Sarvapriyanandaji who will be with us for the next 2 to 3 hours in further taking in the next session on Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. About the logistics this evening, between 4 to 5 p.m. we'll be having Swami's discourse, followed by that from 5 to 5:30 will be Q&A on the lecture, and 5:30 to 6:10 we'll be having Harati, followed by 10 minutes meditation, and at 6:15 we'll be having Prasad to go, and at 6:30 we will adjourn. A brief introduction about Swami. There is no need to introduce Swami, he is with us all the time, but I just want to give a brief share with you. And Swami Sarvapriyanandaji has been the minister and spiritual leader of Vedanta Society of New York since January 2017. He joined Ramakrishna Mutt in 1994 and received sannyasa in 2004. Swami served in various capacities in different educational institutes of the Ramakrishna Mission in India, and he was also the assistant minister of Vedanta Society of Southern California. Swami is a well-known speaker on Vedanta, and his talks are extremely popular globally via the internet. Swami has also been invited to speak at several universities across the world, including Harvard. He has played a prominent role in organizing and participating in various interfaith panels and seminars. Some of Swami's popular talks have been compiled into ebooks: Who Am I? What is Vedanta? And Dissolve into Infinity. All of them are currently available in Amazon Kindle. This is just a very, very brief introduction about Swami. That is, we can just go on be keeping and talking about Swami, right? Without taking much time. On behalf of VVCC, I would like to invite Swami to give the discourse to us now. And thank you. Let's all enjoy the time. And also, please keep silence all the time. It's extremely important for us. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Welcome, Swami.
Come a little closer, those who are in the back. Be easier for me to move that group. Yeah. Just whatever you're comfortable with. So you have, at least most of you have the book, right? We'll start with the invocation, which we did last time, which we studied last time. Let's start with that. I'll chant and you can chant after me. First verse. Dikkaladhyanavachinna Dikkaladhyanavachinna Ananta Chinmatra Murtaye Ananta Chinmatra Murtaye Swanubhuti Kamanaya Swanubhuti Kamanaya Nama Shantaya Tejase Nama Shantaya Tejase. Truly beautiful. The more I think about it, this in itself is enough to confer enlightenment on all of us. Taking a step back, what we are doing is this book, Nectar of Supreme Knowledge, and we're doing excerpts of it. We're not going to do it page by page, verse by verse. This book is, as we saw last time, it's an extract from a much larger work. The larger work is Yoga Vasishta, which is more than 30,000 verses, very ancient work actually, where the sage Vasishta is asked by King Dasharatha to have a word with Prince Rama of Ayodhya. We just had Ram Navami recently. So the story goes that the prince, having studied Vedanta, had lost interest in the world. A lot of people ask me, the more I study, more I become interested in this, my interest in the world is declining, and it's a problem. It is a problem. You have a job, a family, and the lawn to be mowed and taxes to be paid and so on, and if you lose interest in all of that. Now, Vasishta goes and speaks to Rama and says to Rama that it is good that you want to give up this world and go out and realize Brahman and become enlightened, do your spiritual practices, live a life of a monk and become enlightened. It's good you want to do that. But tell me, the world which you want to give up to realize Brahman, is this world other than Brahman? There's an absolute reality, there's an ultimate reality which you want to realize. This is what Vedanta's books are telling you about. But that reality and this world, are they two separate things that you need to lose interest in this to become to realize that? Come closer. Yeah. Come join us. Come sit. And then the teaching of the Yoga Vasishta starts. And this so out of those 30,000 verses, some unknown person, we don't know who, but has done a great favor for us. We never really, most of us are not going to read those 30,000 verses. And then in those 30,000 verses, there are a lot of stories and a lot of stuff. The essential spiritual philosophical verses, this person has extracted and arranged in 10 chapters, about 220, 30 or 40 verses in 10 chapters. And this is what we have. And later on, Swami Dhireshanji translated it into Bengali and added copious notes in, a lot of information about Advaita Vedanta. And now we have it in English, thanks to Swami Sarvapriyanandaji, the Vedanta Society of Southern California, this book, Nectar of Supreme Knowledge. Last time we were introduced to the first verse, which is a remarkable verse. What I'll do today is one non-dual meditation based on the first verse. Very important meditation. That will be our takeaway from this class. And then 2 bits of information based on some important notes which are following the second, third, fourth verses. So, first of all, the non-dual meditation. What have we seen so far? This is invocation is always salutation. Usually these books begin with a salutation to Guru, to God. Here it begins with a salutation to Brahman, to pure consciousness, to existence, consciousness, bliss. Yourself, your real self. So you're beginning by saluting your real self, our true nature. Because we know that the teaching of Advaita Vedanta is that we are Brahman. We are not these bodies, we are not these minds. We are limitless consciousness, birthless, deathless. This is who we are already. And our whole problem is that we do not know this. And the solution to this problem is knowledge. Knowledge of what? That I am Brahman. Don't record. Just listen. Yeah. The yogas, the different spiritual paths, they have different paradigms. So there is a most common, well-known path, the path of devotion, bhakti. There the paradigm is that God exists. How do you know? Faith. Vishwas, non-faith. All devotional approaches are faith-based. So, based on faith, we are asked to believe that God exists. And the problem is that we do not believe, do not have faith and devotion. The solution is bhakti or love or faith or devotion. And that will take us to God realization, fulfillment, moksha, whatever you call it. That's one paradigm. A different paradigm we saw, I mentioned it last time, is the yogic paradigm. Where you don't have to believe in something, you have to do some practice. So you sit in this way, you breathe in this way, take your mind away from the external world and focus inwards in this way. And then finally, in meditation, you will realize that you are the Atma, not pure consciousness. This is the way of yoga, Patanjali yoga. There, the paradigm is not belief, but the paradigm is meditation, practice. The problem is not lack of belief. The problem is restlessness of the mind. And the solution is calming down the mind. That is yogic path. In the Advaitic path, the problem is ignorance. And the solution is knowledge. So, knowledge about our real nature. And this verse, the first one, gives the whole teaching in one powerful punch. Namaha, salutations. I bow down to, I salute, I surrender myself. When you're in devotional religion, when you say Namaha, salutations, Sri Ramakrishna, salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, salutations to Sri Rama. So, salutations to a deity. But here, when you're talking about Brahman, which is our real nature, what does it mean, salutations to myself? It means being centered in the knowledge of my real nature. Being centered in the knowledge of my real nature, who I am. So, I thought I was this fellow Sarvapriyananda. Now, with this teaching, I begin to notice. Remember, another interesting thing about this path is, it is always the path of experience. In devotion, there will be experience. One day or the other, ultimately, God will be kind enough to reveal Himself, herself, itself to me. I will have, vision of, like Sri Ramakrishna had vision of Kali through devotion, through prayers and tears. And in the path of meditation, by calming the mind in specific meditation techniques, we will have extraordinary mystical experiences. There will be an experience. But in this path, from the very beginning, it is a path of experience. If you, at any point, we think, no, it's theoretical, it's philosophical, it's speculative, we have not understood. Vedanta will say, listen again carefully. Not one thing will be said here which is beyond our experience right now. Everything which is being said here sounds very abstract, sounds very lofty, philosophical. It's all a matter of experience right now. And if we were to notice it in our experience, we would be liberated. Our problems would be at an end. It would be a deep philosophical solution to our problems. We would be fulfilled forever beyond suffering and centered in this fulfillment. So this is a tremendous promise. That's why it's called a direct path. Others are progressive, slowly building up to that realization. This is directly pointing at it. A very powerful path also. So what is being pointed out? Namaha, I salute. Meaning here, I center myself in my real nature. What is that real nature? Dikkaladhyanavachinna, limitless. I'm just summarizing what we did last time. I won't repeat. Limitless means that I am not a limited being in this body, only born on that day and going to die soon. I'm not limited in space, just this much, not anything else. I'm not limited in time, born then and will die then. I am limitless in space, all pervasive. Everything that exists in me or is appearing in me. I am limitless in time. All time passes before me, the witness consciousness. I am not born in time. There was not a time when I did not exist. There will not be a time when I will not exist. Not limited in time. And not limited in object means there is nothing apart from me. I am that non-dual consciousness. All of this we did last time. I am that non-dual consciousness. So Dikkaladhyanavachinna, unlimited by time, unlimited by space, unlimited by object. And hence Ananta means unlimited, infinite. Na anta ananta, infinite. So all this sounds very heavy duty. How can we understand? You're saying it's all experience? It is experience. I'll give you a clue, an example. Notice what happens in a dream. The dream example is very easy to understand, and then you can apply it to our daily life. In the dream, when we wake up from the dream, what do we realize? We realize that everything that we saw there, which seemed to be separate from me in the dream, other people, other places, they were all there. Imagined in me. We all admitted immediately after waking up, oh, it was all in my mind. It was a dream. So all things were nothing other than me in the dream. Although they seem to be other than me, seem something other, some other people, some places, but they're all there. The entire space in the dream, the places I went to, the places I saw, and the places I intuited that outside there is a vast world outside. What I experienced in the dream, all that space was where? In my mind, the dreaming mind, not outside. And even the time, maybe hours, days, months might have passed in a dream. When I wake up, the entire time was imagined in the dreaming mind. So space, time, object were all imagined and within that dreaming mind, not anything apart from the dreaming mind. Therefore, I, the dreamer, am not limited by dream space. Actually, I was not located in one corner of that dream space. The whole dream space was in me. I, the dreamer, I was not limited by the time there. I existed before the dream time. I existed during the dream time. I exist after the dream time. And the entire dream time was imagined in me. And I, that the one who dreamt it, nothing and nobody in the dream was apart from me. Are you with me? In a dream example. This is everybody's example. I'm not talking about anything very subtle. We all have to be on the same page because this is only the example. If you understand the example, then we will understand the exemplified. If you don't understand the example, then it will not make sense. So nothing and nobody in the dream was apart from me, the dreamer. We're here together. So if you say, unlimited by space, time, and object in the dream. I was unlimited, infinite in the dream world. Now the claim is, as pure consciousness, as awareness, I am infinite here and now. That none of these people and none of these objects are apart from me, the consciousness in which they are appearing. This is dramatically different from the way we look at things. We look at things as, I am here, you are there. You are separate from me. I am this one only, you are that one only. You are separate from the chair on which you sit, and you and the chair are separate from the room and the space in which you are sitting. But if you look at it from, this is because we are looking at it from body perspective. But if you look at it from awareness perspective, how to look at it from awareness perspective? Very simple. I hold up, say, this bottle. Let's say, what is it? Bottle. Preliminary, okay, good. But isn't it more true to see that I am to say that I am seeing a bottle? Not just bottle. You must say that I am seeing a bottle. This is a more true description of the fact. So it's an experience of seeing a bottle. Now, this seeing a bottle, it is taking place in me, the awareness. I am aware. In my awareness, there is an experience called seeing a bottle. In that experience, there is something called a bottle. And Advaita Vedanta claims all that there is this awareness, which you call yourself. I, or awareness. I am that awareness. And in that awareness comes everything else. What Vedanta does is very simple. All of us here will agree, body, mind, awareness, we all agree. Yes, I am a body with a mind, with awareness, music, awareness, consciousness, Chaitanya. That also we all agree. But what Vedanta says is, you are awareness in which you are experiencing mind, body, and world. Reverse this. Vedanta does a simple reversal. We think we are bodies with a mind, and yes, if you say awareness, yes, and there is a world outside. If you take a position like that, correct, then the world is definitely outside the body. And all those bodies are also separate from this body. And this body is very much limited in space. This body is very much limited in time. It is born, it is aging, and it will die. No Vedanta, no science, nothing can prevent it. Prevent the death of the body. But as awareness in this body, so this is this, what we call Chaitanya, Atma, Brahman, this awareness itself. Now, it Chin Matra Murtaye, consciousness alone. I'm saluting the form, consciousness alone. What do you mean consciousness alone? Chin Matra, Chit means consciousness. Chit Matra, consciousness only. We normally think of ourselves as a bundle of body, mind, consciousness. Body, I am the person Sarvapriyanandaji, and yes, I have consciousness also. He's saying you are not a bundle. Notice that consciousness is there, and in that mind, body, and world are experienced. So that consciousness you are. Chin Matra, consciousness only. And in that everything else is appearing, playing around, disappearing. Bodies, minds, senses, world, space, time, everything is appearing and disappearing in that consciousness. And it's making a claim here, very bold claim. It's already a matter of experience for us. In fact, that is what experience is. What is experience? Consciousness plus object. You are consciousness. We are consciousness. And something appears in consciousness, that's called an object. That when something appears in consciousness, that's called experience. Chaitanya plus Vishaya, consciousness plus object is experience. And all our life is what? Experience only. Let me come at it from the other side. What is life? Experience, anubhuti. Is life anything other than experience? No. But what is experience? It is consciousness illumining objects. Consciousness plus object is equal to experience. C plus O is equal to E. You are aware, and you are aware of something. That is conscious, that is experience. Awareness of something. You could see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, think something, feel something, enjoy something, suffer something, be scared of something, anticipate and expect something. So something is the object and you are awareness. That's it. That's all that experience is. And experience is all that life is. So all of life is made possible by this awareness. That is called Chinmatra Murti. I salute Namah Chinmatra Murti. I salute that Chinmatra Murti. But what does it mean to salute consciousness only? To be centered in consciousness. I am this consciousness only. All of Vedanta, you did not do anything else. If I make an attempt in moment to moment, consciousness is always available to me because I'm experiencing. Whenever I'm experiencing, consciousness is there. So let me center myself. I am awareness having this experience. That's the practice of Vedanta. That's all. You can shut the book and go away. We just have to drill down on that. Now, Swanubhuti Ekamanaya. Anubhuti, see, experience. The only proof of all these teachings is experience alone. Very profound thing. It will take a book to expand on this word. Swanubhuti Ekamana. This is verse number 1. Verse number 1. Your own experience is the only proof of this. What does it mean? Just a few words and then go on to the real purpose of this verse, what I'm going to say now. What is the proof? So what is proof itself? This is called epistemology. How do we know anything at all in life? We know by seeing. So what is the proof that these people are here? For me, my proof is epistemological. The proof is by my eyes I am seeing. Eyes are the source of knowledge. You are the object of knowledge. I am the knower. Knower in Sanskrit, pramata. Instrument of knowledge, eyes, pramana. And object of knowledge, all this, prameya. So the knower, I, or you are the knower, and instrument of knowledge, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and all of that, with the mind and the intellect. And object of knowledge, all of this. Even science operates that way. You magnify the power of the instruments of knowledge. You have telescopes and electron microscopes and cyclotrons and particle accelerators. And then you have the mind, which will take the data and make inferences about it and come to knowledge. So all of knowledge is basically using the means of knowledge to generate some knowledge. So that is proving something. It exists or not. Because without proof, you cannot talk about anything. I can talk about God, I can talk about Atman, Brahman, but always the question will be, how do you know? How do you know? So he's answering that. Swanubhuti Ekamanaya. The only proof of this is experience, your experience. What experience? Any experience. Every experience proves one thing, consciousness. I'll say something that is worth thinking about. All these means of proof, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, intellect, scientific instruments, religious proof like religious books. My religious book tells me that heaven is there or something. So all of these so-called, which we say, these are the proofs. They all are proofs only because you are conscious. All instruments of knowledge are those which deliver knowledge to the conscious entity, you. But what proves consciousness? Nothing. Consciousness is its own proof. Swanubhuti Ekamanaya. Itself, you are your own proof. All the time you are revealed to yourself. That was Descartes' great, the conclusion he came to. I can doubt everything, but I cannot doubt the doubter. Even to doubt myself, I have to be there. Cogito ergo sum. I am there undoubtedly. Alright. Namaha. This I, the consciousness, who am my own proof. I am the only proof of myself. And I am the proof of everything else. Whatever you know in science, religion, art, in common sense, in news, everything that we know through senses, everything that we know depends on me, the consciousness. And I, my own nature, I am my own proof. This consciousness, I salute. Namaha. Salutations to this consciousness. Come. Sit somewhere. Yeah. Now, this non-dual meditation, which I will do today. We're still on the first verse, but it is so powerful. If we can grasp what is it is, then Vedanta, the core of Vedanta will be easy. And then we'll get a lot of information as we go along. Many new things will come up. Today itself, many new things will come up. But this is the essence. What am I going to do now? What are we going to do now? Namah Shantaya Tejase. This phrase itself is so beautiful. All of Vedanta culminates in this. I salute the serene, the peaceful Shanta, the radiance, Teja. Teja, normally Sanskrit word, Bengali, Hindi word, Teja means heat and light. This light is Teja, heat is Teja. But here it means consciousness, it means you. Your real nature is consciousness. This radiance which is shining always, that shining, everything else is revealed. By its light, everything is illumined. You shining, everything else is revealed. By your light, everything here is illumined. That light, you, is called Teja here. How do you locate it? As the I am. How do you locate these things? These are things which appear to you, the I am. But that I am is Teja, is light, radiance. I am pointing to something which is, one must be clear here. One must, first of all, right now, catch hold of this which I am pointing. Otherwise, the next part of the exercise will become theoretical. I'm not talking about any theory. Look at this thing. This is hard fact. What I'm going to talk about is even more hard fact than that. What is that? The I am, which exists right now. You. I'm pointing it back at you. You. And we are pointing to you. Not the body. Not the mind. Not even the senses. You who are aware of the mind, who are aware of the senses, who are aware of the body. Through the body, mind, senses, you are aware of the world. That you. That is the I am. Alright. This is the exercise. You just sit relaxed and listen to the instructions and keep noting it. Listen to what is being said and note it in your own experience. Just like I'm saying, here is one hand. It's not a theory, it's a fact. Like that, you say, oh yeah, I note. Yes, here is one hand. Like that, you must note. You must notice, yes, it's true. So when you are seeing, we are starting now. When you are seeing what? Anything. The curtains, the pictures of Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharada, Vivekananda, the beautiful altar, and the orange fellow here. When we are seeing, when you're seeing that, notice one thing. I am. I am means I exist. I not only exist, I am shining. Shining in the sense not like radium, as awareness. I am. When you're seeing this. When you're seeing that, the object has changed. When you're seeing the ceiling, you're no longer seeing the altar. You're seeing the ceiling. But the I am is there. I am is there. And not only is it there, it's the same I am. This object is different. That object is different. I saw this, then I saw that. When I saw this, I am. Yes, I'm aware. When I start seeing this, I am. I'm aware. And whatever we have seen earlier till now, and whatever we will see till the end of our lives, one thing will be constant. I am. I am. Which I am? This I am. Only this will be constant. If one day you see God, and I pray you'll be fortunate enough to see God, but one thing will be there. I am. And notice that if that I am is not there, will you be able to see the altar, the ceiling, or even God in the future? No. The I am cannot not be there. But suppose that I am, this awareness is not there, will we be able to see anything? Nothing at all. So whatever we see, the I am is constant. Without the I am, nothing can be seen. Whatever we hear, you're hearing my words now, hopefully. Yeah. You're hearing my words now. I am is there. I am is there. Before this, you are hearing something else. I am is there. And whether we hear music or noise or cacophony, I am is there. And it's the same I am. Not only that, if there is no sound at all, you are not hearing anything, just silence. I am is there. I am is there. Very common. I'm not saying anything extraordinary. I am is there. Yes, I am is there. And it is the same I am which was there while seeing, same I am which was there while hearing. When we are seeing so many things, I am is there. When you are not seeing, just close your eyes. Close my eyes. Please note, I am is still there. Without seeing anything, blank, dark, I am is still there. Gently open your eyes. So when I'm not seeing anything, also the I am is there. When I'm hearing anything, I am is there. When I'm not hearing anything, silence, I am is there. And it's always the same I am. It's the same I am which is seeing, it's the same I am which is hearing. And when not seeing and not hearing, it is the same I am. Same, absolutely same. While smelling, tasting, touching, I am is constant. Now go to something more subtle. While thinking, I am is there. No matter what the thought, thoughts come and go. But the I am is constant. Good thoughts, negative thoughts, disturbing thoughts, thoughts which are troubling you, thoughts of anxiety, of fear, or expectation and delight, or boredom, whatever it is, the I am is there. And when we have feelings, excitement, happiness, misery, depression, uneasiness, fear, the I am is there. Same I am. Feelings change. The same I am is there. Unaffected by those feelings. They come and go. The I am is constant. Intellect. When I do not understand something, the I am is there. I don't understand. I am, but I don't understand. And when I do understand it, I get it now. Eureka! I am is there. And it illumines the understanding in the intellect. Memory. I recall all those days. Those were the days. I am recalls those memories. It's there, tip of my tongue. I can't recall it just now. My memory is failing. I am is there, watching the failing memory. One gentleman was 99 years old. My memory is not as good as it was, Swami. I said, it's fine. Even my memory, I'm half your age. It's not as good as it was Wednesday. But I am the one which experienced that sharp memory in your youth and the one which is experiencing the failing memory in 99 years age. Same I am. That I am is not failing. So memory, intellect, feelings, emotions, all of them come and go and change. I am is constant. In work, when you're driving, when you're cooking, when you're writing, when you are doing assignments for your school or your job in the office, I am is there. Clearly, I am is there. I am, then what? Cooking. I am, then what? Driving. When you're relaxing, relax, nothing more to do. Weekend, nice. I am, what? Relaxing, but I am. And is it the same I am which was there while working? Same I am while relaxing? Yes. In the midst of all activity and inactivity, same I am. In the midst of all senses, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, I am is constant. In the midst of all thinking and feeling, I am is constant. In the midst of all remembering and forgetting, I am is constant. In the midst of all activities, I am is constant. And also we understand immediately, without that I am, no perception, no seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, no thinking, good thoughts, bad thoughts, spiritual thoughts, is impossible without that I am. No feelings also. No understanding or lack of understanding. No memory or forgetting. No activity also without the I am. So the I am is constantly present. And then all of this disappears. This sensory activity, thinking, feeling disappears. We fall asleep, dreams. But when you recall our dreams, notice one thing. I am. I've forgotten that I'm sleeping and dreaming. But the I am was there. I dreamt. And even more interesting, when everything shuts down in deep sleep, the I am is still there. You cannot formulate the thought I am because mind is shut down. But that I am is the witness of the total blankness of deep sleep. This is the Vedantic understanding of deep sleep or anesthesia or coma. It's not an absence of experience. It's an experience of absence. What is experience? Consciousness plus object is equal to experience. Consciousness minus any object is that experience of absence. Consciousness plus object is the experience of the presence of any one particular object. Consciousness minus all objects is the experience of the absence of all objects. After all, what is waking, dreaming, deep sleep? It's like this. You are here now. You are awake. I am is there or not? Take a look. Yes, it's there. Right now. So this is called waking state. Close your eyes now. Just close your eyes. Something is going on in the mind. Something is going on in the mind. Some thoughts, some feelings, some emotions, some kind of something chattering in the mind. And the I am is there. That is exactly equal to the dream state, where the senses shut down and the mind alone churns and generates its own world. And then stop. Be still for a moment. Nothing. That is equivalent to deep sleep. Open your eyes now. It's like coming back awake again. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep are just like this. We just simulated it. But the I am is constant in all of them. This is called Namah Tejase. I salute that radiance. What is that radiance? It's that I am. Notice the I am does not come and go. It's constant. Notice the I am does not increase or decrease. That gentleman said, my memory is failing. It used to be so keen, sharp earlier. So the memory's quality was good, not so good now. The I am quality is not good or not so good. It's not like that. It's always constant and revealing. Whatever is revealed by that I am. So I am that radiance, Tejase, it does not, you do not increase or decrease. That I am does not increase or decrease. It does not get better or worse. What gets better or worse? The body gets better or worse. Health gets better or worse. The mind gets better or worse. Emotions are better or worse. Memories are good or bad. The I am is not good or bad. I am is not better or worse. It does not deteriorate or improve. It is not sullied, made impure by any action, by any thought. I think bad thoughts, impure thoughts, my mind becomes impure. I do bad things and I feel guilty. But those emotions are guilty, not guilty. Mind is pure or impure. Body is sick or healthy. I am just reveals all that. This I am, Namah Tejase. I salute that serene radiance. And note that this I am cannot be born or it cannot die. It is immortal. The body is born and the body dies. Here, a person may object. No, once the body is gone, the brain dies and there's all your so-called I am also will be dead. But then you are assuming that the brain is the one generating the I am. This is the so-called hard problem of consciousness. This is what is being debated right now. Does the brain produce consciousness or not? If the brain produces consciousness, finished. We can shut the book and go out. All Vedanta, Buddhism, all of it is wrong in that case. Only thing that's right is graveyard, finished. But the concerted conclusion of Vedanta, Buddhism, Jainism, in fact, in some way, different language and stories and mythology, all the spiritual traditions of the world till today is that this consciousness is independent of the body. It's not born with the birth of the body, it does not die with the death of the body. So this I am is immortal. It will not, you are immortal. You are not born with the birth of the body, you will not die with the death of the body. Hence, no fear of death. For the I am. For the body, certainly, there is death. Another interesting thing. Desire, frustration, gain, our whole project in life. Just visualize mentally. Suppose you do not see anything, nothing. And I do not hear anything, smell anything, taste anything, touch anything. No senses are operating. But I am is there. It's a perfect blank, but I am is there. Now suppose there are no particular feelings, neutral feeling, just evenness. No thoughts also, Vedantic thoughts, worldly thoughts, no thoughts, all thoughts shut down. All memories disappear. I don't remember anything in the past. Everything gone. 100%, memory loss. Nothing I remember. I have no experience, no world to be experienced, no body, no mind, no memory, no thought. And this complete absence of all object illumined by the I am. Now that I am, does it want anything? Does it want anything? Is it simulated? In the absence, the mind, chatters. In the absence of the mind, in the silence of the mind, is there any desire? No, it does not want anything. Is it waiting for anything? No, that I am is not waiting for anything. Is it afraid of anything? Nothing. Fear comes only when the mind chatters. Does it require spirituality? That I am. It is free from all suffering. It is free from all want by itself. This is called Namah Shantaya. It is the Shanta, the serene, the peace itself, free from all want, all lacunae. Namah Shantaya Tejase. I salute that I am, which is free of all suffering, even the possibility of suffering. What suffering can there be for the I am? In deep sleep itself, we have no suffering. Anesthesia. Very nice. I recently went under general anesthesia once. Very good experience. He said, no, but Swami, you should not have any experience. You're supposed to not have experience. No, it is an experience. Experience of nothing. And very nice experience. After coming out of it, I felt really good. They said that's the effect of that particular anesthetic. It makes you feel good. But the I am, that is just anesthesia. That's just deep sleep. That's just blanked. The object is blanked out from the I am. How much more peaceful the I am itself is. If blankness is so nice, beyond it, the radiance, the illuminer, the light which reveals that blankness, that I am is Shanta, serene. And hence, Namah Shantaya Tejase. What does it mean? Summing up. Namah Shantaya Tejase. I salute that serene radiance. Which serene radiance? I am. In seeing everything that I see in my life, see, hear, smell, taste, touch. There's a nice saying. Whatever you have experienced in your past, and whatever yet you have got to experience in the rest of this life, is as nothing compared to what you have within yourself. I like that saying. Somebody, I don't know who said it. Whatever has been there in your past and whatever is yet there in your future. That's all you're interested in. Past, those were the days, were so good, or it was so awful, horrible, thank God it's over. Past. Or the future. I'm really looking forward to the future. Usually young people. Little children, I've noticed one thing. Little children. If you ask, how old are you? I'm almost 6. Which grade are you in? I'm going to go to grade 3. Forward. You never say I'm 5 years old. I'm almost 6. Almost 7. I'm almost in 3rd grade. They'll never say I've just completed 1st grade or I'm 2nd grade. Almost there. Leaning forward into the future. Because something nice is going to come. Not going to come, but anyway, they think it's going to come. So always looking forward. Hopeful, youthful, looking forward. If you ask Blaze, bored teenager, how old are you? Will he say, I'm almost 17? No. 16, 17? No. And if you ask a young person, he will say, I'm almost 23. No. An old person, or reverse, I'm not yet 51. So, looking forward into the future or looking back into the past. So, I think it's Groucho Marx or somebody who said that we are always slipping on banana peels. Either we're slipping backwards and falling back past, or slipping and falling forward. No past and future there. I am the witness, the peace. Past and future, much greater than the past. Whatever has happened in the past, whatever your memory tells you, this is how it happened in the past. We think back and we look back with regret or with complacency. Yeah, I have achieved that, or unhappiness. Oh, why did that happen? And in future, we look forward with either, if you are young, with eagerness, or if you are old, with anxiety. Shankaracharya says that Balastavat Krida Sakta, Tarunastavat Taruni Rakta, Vriddhastavat Chinta Magna, Parame Brahmani Kopi Nalagna. Shankaracharya mourns this fact 1400 years, 1300 years ago. Children are engrossed in play. They love the toys and all. They're engrossed, forever engrossed in play. Young people are engrossed in each other, boyfriend, girlfriend. And old people are engrossed in their worries. Chinta Magna. Health worries, insurance worries, property worries, loan worries, mortgage worries, children worry, grandchildren worry. And also, if I have nothing to worry about, society, environment, politics, international affairs, whatnot, war. So worry. Vriddhastavat chinta magna. Shankaracharya says, Parame Brahmani Kopi Nalag. Nobody is interested in the ultimate reality. Param Brahma. Sri Ramakrishna says, look, people, they cry buckets of tears for wife, husband, children, money. But nobody recites one drop of tears for God. Nobody weeps for God. So, whatever is in front of us, whatever is behind us, is as nothing compared to what is within us. That I am. You are that I am. In the midst of all thoughts, feelings, emotions, you are that I am. That serene radiance. In all activities, when you are extremely busy and when you are not busy, that I am is always the same. You are that serene radiance. Namah Shantaya Tejasi. Ashtavakra says, the unenlightened, even when they withdraw from activities, go to an ashram or mountain top, withdrawing from activities, they are not free of tensions and worries. Anxiety chases them. The unenlightened. The enlightened one, even though in the midst of intense activity, is serene. How to have that? In the midst of the world, without withdrawing also. You can see the original plot, why Vashishta is teaching this to Rama. Because Rama wants to withdraw. In the midst of your kingdom, how can I have that serenity? You already have it. Namah Shantaya Tejase. In the midst of activity, say this internally. Namah Shantaya Tejase. That I am serene radiance. Shanta Teja. I salute. I am that. In the midst of absolute quiet and peace, Namah Shantaya Tejase. I am that. In the midst of waking and dreaming and deep sleep, in life, in general anesthesia, and God forbid ever in coma or whatever, Namah Shantaya Tejase, I am. It is nothing to you. It's less than a bit of straw. It means this world, this universe. It floats in your radiance, in that Shanta Teja. The world appears, floats around and disappears like a piece of straw. World includes the body, includes the personality, this particular life. It comes and goes. Namah Shantaya Tejase. I salute that serene radiance which I am. The claim is you are that already. Any question in your life, take a first, Advaita will take that stand. Take a stand in Namah Shantaya Tejase. Then look at that question, answer will be there just like that. Any question in your life. Personal affair, international affair, cosmic affair, microcosmic affair, whatever the problem is, whatever the question is, everything will be put into perspective. When you say Namah Shantaya Tejase, I salute that serene radiance. I am that. Now what is the question? Let me see. Easy solution. Tell me one question which is a problem. No problem. Why it is a problem? The world is a problem with us, family is a problem with us, my own life is a problem with me. Because we take a stand in this body mind, we forget that Shanta Teja. As a body mind, as an individual person that try to struggle with the world, oh, too difficult. No resolution there. Only defeat and death is the result. So many people are unhappy. And yet, with this knowledge, even the greatest of problems can be faced just like that. I will give you 2, 3 examples. One recent example, a gentleman I spoke with just yesterday, terminally ill, paralyzed up to here, and video call from a hospice, some part, I will not tell. And you know what he said to me? He said that Swami wants to speak to you. Well, thank you for these talks. Strong voice is saying. At the end, very last part of my life, end of my life, I'm saying it has given me so much peace and meaning. And this is a great service to people, those who understand what is being said here. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Another gentleman in India who passed away just a few months ago. Last, he recorded one message that was shown to me. Thank you for those talks, those Vedanta teachings. That death also could be an enjoyable process I'm seeing now. I'm enjoying the process of dying. And after that, few days later, he died. See, in the most serious of circumstances, we get so worked out about little things. The most serious of circumstances. Not that you will be really enjoying it, can be quite unpleasant, but you will have a deep peace. Sri Ramakrishna dying of throat cancer. And Hari Maharaj, Turyananda, the young boy, comes and says, Sir, how are you today? He says, I cannot eat. Throat cancer, terminal. I cannot eat. This hurts. And he says, Sir, but I see you are in great bliss. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, Oh, the rascal has found me out. Shala dhore niyese. What does it mean? When he says that I cannot eat, it hurts, any cancer patient will say that. Anybody understands. But the next part is not understandable to us. How are you in great bliss? Is it true that there is no cancer? No, there is cancer. Is it true that the body will not die? The body will die. Is it not true that there is pain? Yes, there is pain. Is it not true that you cannot eat because of the tumor? Yes, that's also true. Then how are you in bliss? Namah Shantaya Tejasi. That same I am which witnessed the healthy body. The same I am is witnessing the cancerous body. And the I am does not have cancer. I am is the witness of that cancer. And that too in the waking state when the body is experienced. The I am is there always. And that ever fulfilled. What is it waiting for? Nothing. What is it afraid of? Nothing. What does it want? Nothing. Even the curing of the cancer it does not want. It's nothing to it. Namah Shantaya Tejase. That is what you are. Tattvamasi. Please contemplate this. It's saving knowledge. It's called direct path. That's why any problem Ramana Maharshi would bring to Ramana Maharshi, what would he say? Who is asking the question? He is pointing you back towards Namah Shantaya Tejas. You will discover that serene radiance which is within, not only within you, it is you. You are that. You limit yourself to that consciousness only, then you will see you are perfectly all right. Not only you are perfectly all right, you're perfectly all right in the midst of life also. Even when things get overwhelming, hey, you come back. There's a technique used, saying among the monks in the Himalayas, Uttarakhand. So there is this little story. They say snakes fight with the mongoose. I've seen that also. Snakes fight with mongoose, or mongoose actually fights with the snake. And the cobra fighting with the mongoose. So the little story they have is that sometimes the cobra may manage to bite the mongoose, and it discharges its poisonous venom into the bloodstream of the mongoose. The mongoose, it rushes back into the forest. This part of the story, I don't know how true it is. There's a particular herb it goes and chews on, and the venom goes down out of its body, leaves its system. Then it goes back again and fights with the snake. Now, what's the meaning of this story? When you are dancing with Maya in this world, you will be affected. No matter how many Vedanta classes you have heard, you will be affected. Irritation will come, exhaustion will come, unhappiness, even fear will come. Mind will get unsettled. All right, that's the poison. Samsara has discharged it into you. But come back, Chew on this. Namah Shantaya Tejase. Take a little break. Sit quietly with this. Then go out again. You're fine. Because you, after all, you are fine within. Alright, this is the non-dual meditation. Just one more thing, most valuable thing I want to add here. Margin between meditation and life. If you practice meditation for a while, you will see it is nice and peaceful after some time. The problem is when you open your eyes and go out into the world. Naturally, because you are engaging with the sources of trouble. Now, what this does is, it erases that margin. That I am, Namah Shantaya Tejase, is present equally in the deepest meditation, in the nicest ashrama, in the heights of the Himalayas or Colorado Rockies, and also it is present in Times Square, in Manhattan. It's present in your kitchen. It's present in the classroom. It's present when your boss is giving you a bad review or saying that you are sacked. Same Namah Shantaya Tejas, because that same radiance. Because of that, only these experiences are revealed. It's there all the time. So the margin between meditation and life is erased. That's the sign of the most powerful, effective kind of sadhana. All sadhana, bhakti, dhyana, meditation, all of them you should be able to carry it into life. But it takes a lot of advanced sadhana, many years, then only you are able to use it in life. First, you must learn how to drive in the parking lot. Then you take it to the freeway. Here, you can take it very quickly to the freeway. Because this thing, what is being said, is present in the midst of life. Right now, it is present. If you do yogic meditation, mindfulness, in mindfulness, it's present when you are busy with, when your mind, your attention goes away from the breath. And you have to bring it back again. But this one is present all the time. It's all worth thinking about. All right. The main takeaway from this class is over. Now, some information. Now we are going to verse number 2, and there's a note. Note number 2. Note number 2. I will summarize. This is on page 6 and 7 of the book. Page 6, 7, 8, 9 of the book. What is being said here? The two terms we have to keep in mind is direct path, progressive path. Direct path, progressive path. Now the question here is, who will realize this? How will we realize this? How will we become enlightened? How will we get the benefit from Vedanta, where I can be peaceful in the midst of all trouble and struggle? I can be fearless in life. That's the promise. How do I get the benefit of it? So here comes the question of the student, preparation for the student. Now, there are these two paths, direct path and progressive path. What the note, if you go through the notes later on, you will see, but I'm giving you the gist of the note. It says there in non-dual, the path of non-duality, in direct path itself, in the path of non-duality, there are these two kinds of students. One is the primary and the secondary. The primary student, the highest, the best kind of student is when the teaching is given, Namah Shantaya Tejase. Have you noticed it? Yes. The person will be free. It's done. Nothing more needs to be said. The person will have a smile and slowly walk out of the room. Here you might go going to restroom or something, but the enlightened person is done. Has understood. Direct, when the teaching is given, the person is enlightened. There are some such people. In our own time, there's the example of Ramana Maharshi, or even now also, there are few who sort of spontaneously awaken. And that awakening is permanent, it stays. They have no more problem after that. Many who are say that I get it, I understand it, but they'll always add a but. But there are some people who do not add the but. I get it, I'm fine. So you have heard of, some people are there, like the power of now is there. What Eckhart told it. So he says that how he spontaneously awakened, and there are two or three others. And there may be others also. I know there are such people. Very, very few. They come across the teaching, or they do not even come across the teaching. They just get the insight somehow, and that's it. It's done. But very, very rare. The book will point out it's very, very rare. And you cannot sit around waiting how I will spontaneously become enlightened. You might have to wait lifetimes and then suffer through all of that. All right. The second group is those who do not spontaneously awaken. For them, they have to be given this teaching maybe again and again and shown a technique to realize, an inquiry to realize. That is the second group. That second group, there are two groups in that also. One is those who are inquiry based, and the other group is those who are meditation based. Inquiry based, meditation based. The first group, the direct, what are they based on? Hearing, just the truth itself. Second group is based on inquiry or meditation. In Sanskrit, vichara or dhyana, samadhi. Vichara or samadhi. Which one? You say, oh, such a grouping is there. This is one kind of analysis. I'm just giving you this analysis based on the footnote here. And it has got basis. Those who want to know the source, Sureshwaracharya, the Vartikakara, the footnotes quotes the Vartikakara, Sureshwaracharya, great disciple of Shankaracharya, more than 1,000 years ago. Also, I don't know which one he's referring to, but personally I've seen exactly this analysis presented by the great post-Shankara Advaita master Madhusudan Saraswati in his commentary on the Gita, Gurartha Deepika. He says there are these two streams of seekers. For one, inquiry, Vedantic inquiry is easy. Meditation is not so easy. For the other, inquiry doesn't have much effect, but meditation is the thing that has an effect. So both are there. Now you see we have three groups of students or three groups of seekers. First group, directly they will realize. Very, very rare. That is, they realize by what is called Shravana only. See, in Vedanta, what is the process of enlightenment? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Hearing, when you learn the teachings. That's step one. Step two, inquiry, reasoning. Manana, thinking it over, getting clarity. Third, Nididhyasana, meditating on that truth. Now he has made a division of students in three categories. One category, just the hearing itself is enough. Second category, hearing and inquiry. Third category, hearing, inquiry, then meditation. All three. And all three are students of non-duality, Advaita Vedanta. So how does it work? The second category is what I tried just now. We just did a kind of non-dual inquiry. The I am, Namah Shantaya Tejase. Going through our own life experiences, which we experience every day. Who does not experience seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching? Who does not experience thinking, enjoying, suffering, remembering? All of us experiences. Just inquire into it. That the I am is behind all of them, untouched, unsullied by these experiences, and illumining and powering these experiences. Without the I am, no experience will be there. And that I am is your real nature that is ever free of any trouble. That was the inquiry which we did. So this is the second group of students who will do such inquiries. I have given many methods. Vedanta is full of such methods. Drik Drishya Viveka, inquiry of seer and seen. Pancha Kosha Viveka, inquiry of the method of the 5 levels of the human personality. Avastha Traya Vichara, inquiry of waking, dreaming, deep sleep. We did a little bit of that. Just by sitting, your eyes open, eyes closed, and stillness, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, we tried to understand that the I am is constant in all of them. So these methods of inquiry are sufficient for others to realize. Then the third one is, I have understood the teachings you've told us, then I've got clarity by reasoning, but I need to make it real. Still the complaint is, it's all very theoretical, it's still not working for me. So then they will be told, you sit in this way. And the understanding that you've got from hearing and reasoning, that understanding, I am the witness in waking, dreaming, deep sleep. I am the witness, the consciousness behind all seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. That one, and that consciousness is not affected by anything. That let me look into it and stay there. This is called Nididhyasana, Vedantic meditation. There are many techniques. In the book, Drik Drishya Viveka, 6 techniques are given. In the book Aparoksha Anubhuti, 15 techniques are given of this non-dual meditation. And there are here the yogic meditation becomes very useful. How to sit, how to breathe. Do I have to learn how to breathe? Yes, we are all breathing quite badly. How to breathe, how to withdraw our mind from external things, how to center it on what I have understood of non-dual Vedanta, and how to stay there. Actually sitting in meditation with eyes closed. This is Vedantic Nididhyasana. So this third group of students will become enlightened by this method. So here is said these three groups. What goes without saying is the basis, the foundation of all of this. And I must mention fourfold qualification. Fourfold qualification. Always keep it in mind. You will notice whether you are first group, second group, third group, whatever it is, the fourfold qualifications are necessary. Anytime we have problems in life, in our spiritual life, you will notice it's not really a problem with Vedanta, Yoga Vasishta, Drisya Vivek, Panchakosha, none of that. The problem is in these fourfold qualifications. What is fourfold qualification? Number one, Viveka, discernment between the eternal and the non-eternal. That there is an ultimate reality. I may not know it, but I have read about it, heard about it. I have some faith that such a thing is there. And the world is non-eternal, always transient. This is called Viveka. Something worthwhile is here, and the rest is worthless. Second, Vairagya, a dispassion for the non-eternal, for that which is transitory, not important for me. A passion for the eternal. Sri Ramakrishna put it this way: Ishwari Anurag Vishaya Virag. A pull towards the divine, and he is speaking in a devotional language. A pull towards the divine and a dispassion for everything else. It really is not important. Because what we do normally is, they will always say, I understand I am Brahman, I am the Shantaya, Tejas is fine, but my son doesn't listen to me. Vairagya, if son listens to you, great. Doesn't listen to you, all right, we'll keep trying, but not important. What is important? That Namah Shantaya Tejas, that's important. Or if you are a devotee, God is important. All right. Then the sixfold treasure. Sixfold treasure is things to be memorized. Shamaha, calmness of mind. Damaha, control of the body, the senses. Walking, talking, eating, control. Then third is titiksha, toughness. What kind of toughness? Spiritual toughness. The world will throw problems at us. I must not be thrown off my purpose. How much toughness? People here, generally it's a very successful crowd. How much toughness you have got to build a career, to finish your education, to build a career, to raise a family. How much troubles you have put up with? Physical illness, economic struggles, anxieties about job, health issues, yourself and the family, changing places again and again. Most of people here are immigrants, so that you have faced huge challenges from one country to another. You have gone through all that. So you have that toughness about the world. Have that toughness in spiritual life also. I am going to get God realization, enlightenment, and nothing is going to stop me. Then the fourth one is uparati, a little withdrawal. People say, I'm becoming less and less interested in the world. Good. Swami Ashokananda said, good riddance to bad rubbish. At one point, we must have the maturity to withdraw from most of the nonsensical activities. If you are, people say, work hard 5 days a week in Manhattan formula, and 2 days party hard weekend. So all right, if you're 21 years, your first job, or 20, you just graduated, new job, fine, go through it. But 20 years later, if you're still doing it, you're immature. You must see through it at one point. That is not satisfying. Somerset Maugham, if you pursue pleasure single-mindedly, very soon you will find nothing pleasing anymore. You really want a pleasant life, party life, then do it. Day and night do it. Very soon he'll be sick of it. Very, very soon. So, Uparati, withdraw, step back a little. Accept the essentials and important things in life. We spend a lot of time in nonsense. Then, Samadhana, having withdrawn, having disciplined the mind and the body, settle down. Samadhana is settle down. There, meditation, japa, very useful. Main thing is settle down on Vedanta, this knowledge. Namah Shantaya Tejasi. Then, Shraddha. Shraddha is the faith that there is something important in this, valuable in this. I must hold on to it until I become enlightened. After that, so will Shraddha, the Shraddha, the Sanskrit word, but closest we have in English is reverence, faith. But Shraddha is a very powerful word. I really have, it's like I have invested myself into it because I really believe this will give me what I want in life. Most important to me. This is what I am holding on to in life. That kind of faith, Shraddha. So after you become enlightened, is the question. After I become enlightened, will that Shraddha, that faith not be there anymore? No. What happens is, once you become enlightened, the Sanskrit word is nishtha. Shraddha becomes nishtha. Shraddha means, I know it is there. Brahman, Atman, God realization, enlightenment, moksha, it's there. And I believe in it. I have got deep faith and respect and reverence for it. And I'm moving towards it. But once I attain it, it no longer is a question of believing in it. It's no longer a question of having faith in it. It's a fact of life for me. Then, will you say, all right, done that, tick off, to do, becoming enlightened, becoming a Buddha. Buddha is right there. I've become Buddha, done. Now let me see what else I can do. Not like that. Once you get it, nishtha, you will automatically stay with it forever. Because it's the highest thing in life. Look at the lives of the saints. All the saints in all the religions. Not only non-dual Vedanta, in all the religions. When they become a saint, do they say that? Okay, done. I've become a saint now. I can put ST dot before my name. Now, this is Saint Albany. So ST. And then, now can I move on in life? Let me try some other things. No. You have found the highest thing. You'll be centered in that. Nishtha. Shraddha becomes Nishtha. There's a word in Vedanta for the advanced non-dualist. Brahmanishtha. Brahmanishtha. The one who is centered, who has Nishtha in Brahman, centered in Brahman. Namah Shantaya Tejasi, Shraddha. And then the final is Mumukshutvam, intense desire for liberation, for freedom. So, fourfold qualifications. Viveka, Vairagya, then sixfold treasures. So, six are packed into one. So, total will be actually 9. So, Shama, the quietness, the calmness of the mind. Dhamma, control of the body and senses. Titiksha, spiritual fortitude or toughness. Then Uparati, withdrawal from too much external engagement. Samadhana, focus. And then Shraddha. So these are sixfold treasures. You must have this. This is the fuel in the spiritual tank. Gasoline, gas. This is the gas. Without that, you will not move forward in life, in spiritual life. And finally, the fourth one will be the intense desire for freedom, mumukshutvam. In fact, that's really the most important thing. Sri Ramakrishna was asked, what is the one goal, one criterion for God realization? Who will realize God? He says, those who want it. He says, the word of Vyakulata. Vyakulata is a Sanskrit word, Bengali, most Indian languages have Vyakul. That means a great restlessness, yearning. Restlessness, yearning is Vyakulata. Yearning, not just restlessness. Many people are restless. But Vyakul means yearning for something. And restless, not for the world, but restless for God. So, and in Vedanta, it is called mumukshutvam, intense desire for freedom. This is the foundation. This is the foundation on which the structure of non-duality is built. Direct path, yes, but this is. So all of this is direct path. Now, there's also a progressive path. The progressive path is everything else that helps. Ethical life, devotional practice, all of this. What will the direct path say about all of this which we are doing? This all helps. According to them, this is all part of the building up of our spiritual life. Karma yoga, bhakti yoga, regular meditation morning and evening, all of these slowly builds up the instrument, purifies the mind and focuses it and helps it to grasp. Ultimately, Namah Shantaya Tejase. One Tibetan Lama put it very nicely. He said that these teachings, they also have it in Tibetan Buddhism. They're called Dzogchen teachings or Ati Yoga or Mahamudra. There are multiple traditions of Tibetan Buddhism. Each one has this kind of direct teaching. But that's at the pinnacle. They say, see, Tibet, so mountain, the example is mountain. On the mountain, that there is a particular little pin. A diamond pin is there somewhere. Now you have to find it. Now, the instruction will be that you go up this eastern side of the mountain, climb up to that huge rock you're seeing. Okay, climb up there. You climb up there. Then you will see, go around that rock. Behind the rock, you will see a small plant, a tree. I saw in Canada, in one part in that Athabasca River, the glaciers are there. So there, one mountain, only on one side there are trees, the other side no trees. Because the cold winds coming from that side, the trees cannot survive that side. Only on this side, and those are also little stunted trees. So there's a little stunted tree on one side. Then you go, the root, the longest root, where the root meets the soil of the mountain there, that in that root, at that point you will find the buried diamond pin. That last instruction, at that point the diamond pin is there. That's the direct path teaching. But in the beginning, so you're at the bottom of the mountain, you were told, at the way the root meets the soil, there you will find the buried diamond pin. What root? What soil? First, you have to be told, you have to start at the bottom. From the baseline, you have to go to east side of mountain, climb up to there. That itself hard work, long work. Then locate the tree. Then find out the root. Then look carefully, and you may catch that. That's the direct path. So this is the connection between direct path and progressive path. What do we have to do? All of us, we have to walk on the progressive path until it becomes clear to us. Then catch hold of it. Good. Then the last point I wanted to make was the footnote number. Very short point. You can read it yourself, but let me just say. Many people ask about grace. So this is page number 9, verse number 3. Grace. Page number 10 actually. Footnote is there. Nice footnote. 4 kinds of grace. 4 kinds of. People ask, what about grace? What is the role of grace in spiritual life? Yes, there are 4 kinds of grace. One is grace of one is called Shastra Atma Kripa, your own grace. Grace of yourself upon yourself. You must be gracious to yourself. As Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, self is its own greatest friend and self is its own greatest enemy. So you must be your friend, don't be your own enemy. We are our worst enemies actually. The maximum harm is done to us by ourselves, not by others really. So be your own friend. This is have grace upon yourself, your own grace upon yourself. It's called Atma Kripa, grace of the self. Second, Shastra Kripa. When you approach a text, any Vedantic text, like this for example, with respect, with focus, with reverence, then the text becomes gracious to you. That's called Shastra Kripa, and you realize. It happens. I've heard of people reading one line of Vivekananda at that moment becoming enlightened. Of course, they had a whole years and years of seeking behind that. At that moment becoming enlightened, Shastra Kripa. The text reveals itself, opens itself up. Third, Guru Kripa, the grace of the Guru. It's very important in Vedanta, in Hinduism in general. Guru itself is the grace of God, because the liberating knowledge comes through the Guru. The Guru Kripa, by the grace of the Guru, by the blessings of the Guru, one of the most powerful things which we have in our life is the blessings of spiritual people. That's why we always serve, the highly advanced spiritual masters, gurus, monks, who we hope they're pleased with us. A little bit of prayer from their side is of great help to us, to people, both in their spiritual life and in their worldly life also. That's why in India there's so much importance given to sadhu seva, to service of the holy. So that is called Guru Kripa, third. And finally, Ishvara Kripa, the grace of God. And know that the grace of God is already there when you have desire for God realization, and the door for God realization is open. You have a human birth, The desire for God realization and the company of the holy who will teach us the spiritual knowledge. Already grace of God is there. We are blessed that way, that we could gather here. One final point. Sri Ramakrishna would say, and the footnote also mentions, among all of this, the most important is Atma Kripa. You must be gracious to yourself. When all of this is available, one must make an effort. Make an effort, help will come. Sri Swami Sarvapriyanandaji, disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, he would be quite direct, straightforward, direct. When somebody would come to him in Bengali, they would say, Maharaj, Upadesh din, Maharaj, give us some Upadesh, some kind of spiritual advice. He would say, in Bengali, broken Bengali, he was Hindi speaking, so his Bengali would be broken. He would say, Shalara kichu korbe na upadesh kuriye berai. The rascals won't do anything, they just go around collecting spiritual advice. They will collect notes and recordings. Nowadays, YouTube playlist is there. So, Atma Kripa, one must be up and doing oneself. Be gracious unto yourself. Good. So we have today done, we have just saw 4 types of grace: Atma Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa. Swami Vishuddhanandaji, one of the presidents of the Ramakrishna Order, somebody asked him, Maharaj, Kripa, have grace. He said, do you know what Kripa means? The Sanskrit word Kripa, grace, means. Kripa has 2 parts. Kripa. Kri means do. Pa means get. First do, you will get. That's Kripa. Let's do something. Then Kripa opens up. Then we also saw the types of the direct path and the progressive path. In the direct path also there are types of students. So directly the teaching itself will give enlightenment. Very, very few. Second, teaching plus inquiry, Vedantic inquiry. Third, teaching, Vedantic inquiry and Vedantic non-dual meditation. They're all direct path students. Progressive path, all of religion comes in. One recent speaker, Greg Good, he said there are 2 kinds of spirituality. He calls it thin spirituality and thick spirituality. The thin spirituality is this kind of teaching, minimum. Just Namah Shantaya Tejas. You want that? I am. See that? Everything is solved. If you say, no, it's not solved, tell me what is not solved. So that is thin spirituality, nothing else. What is thick spirituality? God, heaven, Shastra, Puja, food, singing, festivals, temples, churches, ashram, thick religion, thick spirituality. A lot of other things are there. They're required. Then finally, in the beginning, we saw the most important thing, the takeaway from this, and this recording will be available, right? So that part, that meditation, that non-dual, that it's you can call it meditation, you can call it inquiry. Basically, it is non-dual vichara inquiry. I am. Namah Shantaya Tejase. In any situation in life, or if any situation does not also arise, it's a good practice to notice the I am and salute it. Namah Shantaya Tejase. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Good. That was a marathon session, but I wanted to complete these things. Yeah, it's a lot to take in at once. I spoke for a long time, but notice that I am meditation. It's very simple actually. I spoke about it elaborately, but it's basically a very simple principle. And the rest of it is information which is there in the book, the 2 footnotes. So any questions? Yes, the gentleman here, please pass on the microphone here. Tell us your name and ask the question. Others, you can think of a question. If you raise your hand, they'll go to you.
আমার নাম হচ্ছে সুব্রত রায়। ওকে, সুব্রত রায়। আমি একটা সংস্কৃত ওয়ার্ড শুনেছিলাম, জানি না।
Speak in the mic. Okay.
একটা সংস্কৃত
You
ওয়ার্ড।
point it towards yourself.
ওকে, too much. Okay. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
মণিপদ্মায় হুম, এই কথাটার সাথে আপনি এই যেটা বলছেন এখন, ওম নমো
Namah
Is there any similarity?
It's the same thing. Manipadmaya hum Manipadme. So, or Manipadme hum. That is the mantra used by the Tibetan Buddhists.
Right.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to mention here.
Sure.
It is one thing to use it as a mantra and another thing inquiry. If I, so this Namah Shantaya Tejasi, this I am, now I can do it as a mantra. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. So that's a mantra. But what I'm asking you to do is notice. I am is present, isn't it? So notice it. I am. And then I'm telling you to see, notice when you're seeing different things, the same I am is present. Notice when you're hearing, same I am is present, so on. Notice its trouble-free nature. It does not arise and disappear. It does not increase or decrease. It does not come and go. So notice these things. Don't just repeat I am, I am, I am. If you repeat that, it becomes a mantra. So some are Om Namah Shivaya. That is a mantra. And it is meant to be repeated. The mind holds on to that. And it helps in spiritual development, unfoldment. So that's the power of the mantra. Mananat trayate. That which you, if you mull over it, if you keep it rotating in your mind, it will save you. That is the meaning of mantra. Om Mani Padme or Mani Padme Hum. Padme is heart, in the heart. The jewel in the luminosity of the heart. That is actually the I am. Now, the Tibetan Buddhists have a detailed explanation of this, which I don't really know, but it's one of the most important mantras which they use to continuously chant. They even do that little prayer wheel which goes round and round, and so it's supposed to repeat the mantra. I'm reminded of this story about revered Swami Sarvapriyanandaji, a senior monk of our order, told us that when he became a sannyasi, took the orders of monkhood, sannyasa, he and the other young monks at that time, the guru was Swami Gambhiranandaji, who was the 11th president of our order at that time. So they all went to Swami Gambhiranandaji and they had a question which they asked Swami Sarvapriyanandaji to put to Swami Gambhirananda. That we have been given the Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi, same meaning as Namah Shantaya Tejasi. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahman. Question was, how many times should we repeat it daily? Well, we are used to mantra. We automatically think it's a mantra. You know what was his reply? Very cryptic reply. Same question as yours. So Swami Gambhiranandaji replied. He would sit with eyes closed. He said, it's meant for realization, not repetition. Any other questions? No? You can go. It is meant for realization, not repetition. Why? Because it's a fact right now. Do I have to notice that I am Sarvapriyananda, or do I have to repeat Sarvapriyananda, Sarvapriyananda, Sarvapriyananda? No, it's a fact. Just see that you are that. Similarly, Namah Shantaya Tejase is not meant to be repeated. It's meant to be noticed in the midst of all activities or no activity, in meditation, out of meditation, in the ashram, on the road, in the midst of work, especially when trouble is there, unhappiness is there, challenge is there. Notice that Shanta Tejas, I am, is there. That is untroubled. Then deal with it. Like the mongoose fighting against the snake. Yes, the lady there. And somebody else. You wanted to have a question? We'll come to you next. Raise your hand so that they can come to you.
Namaste, Swamiji. Sarita.
Yes, please sit.
It's a lot to assimilate. Sometimes feels a little contradictory, maybe.
So bring out the contradiction, we will resolve it.
We're saying mantra, the thick religion side. We're saying Namah Shantaya, Tejase. Be in that space.
Awareness. Yes.
Awareness. So is it a technique or is that realization?
It's a technique, you can call it a technique, and if you hold on to it, it will become realization. If you feel I am not a realized person, I am not yet enlightened, all right, then I need a technique for enlightenment. Then it will be a technique. It's a good question. You see, why? If I say there is Om Namah Shivaya, please repeat it. What will happen? One day you will have a vision of Shiva. Now I have a clear distinction between technique and result, goal and the path. The path is to repeat with devotion, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, thousands and thousands of times, leading a pure life, doing puja of Shiva for years and years. One day, by the grace of Shiva, I'll have a vision of Shiva. Goal is the vision of Shiva. Path is repetition. Technique is the mantra, repetition, Om Namah Shivaya. And the result will be realization of the vision of Shiva. So the realization of the goal is different from the path here. But in this way, in non-dual Vedanta, the goal is the path. You are Brahman, that's the realization, but that's also the technique. In the thick religion, so I'm now using Greg Good's terms, the progressive path, many techniques will be given, but the technique is not the goal. The goal is something other than the technique. So techniques in Sanskrit are called upaya. These are Indian words, in every Indian language, upaya is there. What is upaya? Something which you use, which you will ultimately abandon. So you take a boat to cross the Ganga to the other side. Once you have crossed, you will not carry the boat with you. I like this boat, it got me across Ganga, so I will sit on the boat. No, then you cannot reach the goal. Pole vaulter takes the pole and jumps over. And so if the pole vaulter at that point, at the highest point, has to let go of the pole, then only you cross the barrier. So technique, method, instrument, it takes you to the goal. At that point, if he says it's a nice pole, I will not give it up. It will come crashing down on this side again. So it's an incomplete analogy, but still, it's a good analogy. Whereas in this case, in the case of Advaita Vedanta, but also Dzogchen, Tibetan Buddhism, and some of those direct teachings, the goal is the way. What will you practice? The result you will practice. What are you supposed to realize? I am pure consciousness. Shantaya Tejasi. How will you practice it? Just keep noticing it. It's already a fact. How can the result be the way? Result is not yet here. But in this case, result is here. The I am is already here. We are not seeing it. Vedanta is just pointing it out to us. And we need to keep pointing it out to ourselves.
The pointer is a mirror.
Pointer can be a mirror. Vedanta is a mirror. It shows you your face. Face is already here. But how will I see the face? A mirror is necessary. All right. Somebody else raised their hand. Yes. Tell us your name and ask the question.
Hello, Swamiji. My name is Srinivas.
Yes.
I have a question about, you're not the body, you're not the mind. So I get the part about you're not the body. Regarding the part about you're not the mind, one is aware of all the thoughts that keep going through, and it's, the fact that it has its own, I guess, a dynamic to it, and then you're aware of that dynamic. How does one increase the distance between your awareness and the mind? That gap has to be increased. How does one go about it after recognizing that gap exists?
Yes. So here meditation is useful when we can silence the mind for a while and I notice my own existence even with the silence of the mind. Why people are unable to do this is we deeply identify ourselves with the mind. So silencing the mind seems uncomfortable or even impossible for us. That's not true. You can silence the mind through mindfulness meditation, through yogic meditation. When the Vedantic benefit of that silence of the mind is we realize I am not the mind. That is the whole technique of Patanjali Yoga. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Silence the mind, you will see I am not the mind. Vivekananda says, when he compares the mind to a lake. So when the waves of the lake have been quietened, absolutely still. Number one, mind must be still. Second, the water of the lake is pure. If it's muddy, it will not work. So the mind must be pure and still. Then what happens? You can see through to the bottom of the lake. Similarly, you can see through that there is something behind the mind. I am behind the mind. I am not the mind. If I have a bicycle, doesn't mean always have to be pedaling around. If I have a pen, doesn't mean always have to be writing. Similarly, if I have a mind, doesn't mean I'll always have to be let the mind go on chattering. So this is how you increase. One is by quietening the mind through meditation. The other is by this inquiry. Notice, whatever the state of the mind, waking, dreaming, sleeping. Sleeping is very basically mind switched off. Dreaming is basically mind by itself unconnected to the senses and the body. And waking is basically mind connected to body and senses and aware of the external world. This is the difference. In all of these, the I am is constant. Or that Shantaya Tejase Nama, that serene radiance is constant. Then clearly it cannot be the mind. Thoughts come and go. The I am does not come and go. One monk compared it to in early morning in the Himalayan cottages sitting, first ray of sunshine comes through. Brownian motion, those dust particles move in the sunshine. Thousands of particles you will see, especially if the room is dark. It's something that you can see in a little cottage in the Himalayas. One ray of sunshine has come. The sun is peeking over the high mountain top. One ray of sunshine comes. In that, hundreds, if not thousands of little particles of dust you can see whirling around. Those are like thoughts. And that ray of sunshine is like that I am or that Shantahaya Tejasi. A ray of sunshine is always there. Shanta Tejas is there. These thoughts come and go. Feelings, good, terrible feelings. World is falling apart. Nothing is happening actually. Feeling, dust particles whirling around. We give too much importance to the mind. The mind leads us on a right merry-go-round. Wild goose chase. One Swami said, parents know, बच्चा रोता है तो खास कुछ नहीं हुआ है. That little children will cry sometimes. It's nothing very important. People always say, it's so wonderful to see the smile on the face of a baby. Yes, spontaneous, innocent, full-hearted smile. But also next moment, total screaming. For what? For nothing. It's a good lesson to learn, but don't be like a baby. It's good to be childlike, not childish. So, mind is like the baby. Sometimes delighted about absolutely something useless. 20 years later, you will say it was a completely useless thing and delighted about. Sometimes terribly upset. Just like a baby starts screaming. Once in one airport, sitting late night flight, one little boy was in front of maybe 4 or 5 years old and was happy to get a chocolate, like a chocolate bar mother or father gave. And while going to eat, the bar broke. That's all, the bar broke. Still has 2 pieces of the same chocolate. Oh my God, it's as if the world has ended. Screaming, shouting, the whole, and it's an airport, late night, the whole departure lounge is resounding with his screams. What's happened? Nothing. There's no match between the actual event and the terrible emotions. So, mind is like that. Remember, our minds are no better than that baby. It increases the distance between you, the witness consciousness, and the mind. So, in this way, what are the 2 ways? Regular meditation of quietening the mind. I am mind, you keep quiet. Meditation. And vichara, inquiry. One powerful meditation from Yoga Vasishta, I will tell you. Powerful meditation. You sit quietly and drive this suggestion deep into the mind, powerfully into the mind. Oh mind, whatever you can think about, I am not interested. No. I'll think about Vedanta. No, I'm not interested. Because I am independent of the mind. I don't need the mind to think about me. Very powerful insight. And what also put this, otherwise what will happen is the mind will fall asleep. Put this into the mind, what I am interested in. See, all this mind itself is saying, isn't it? What I am interested in, that you cannot think about. So 2 things you have to tell the mind. Oh mind, whatever you can think about, I am not interested. And what I am is the higher mind, the spiritual seeker. I am interested in, you cannot think about. It's the I am which illumines the mind. It's beyond the mind. Drive this into the mind will, if you really do it properly, what will happen? The mind will become still, thoughtless, and not sleeping. Fully awake, but not restless. Because whatever the mind can think about, I'm not interested. I'll think good thoughts. I promise I'll be a good one. No, I'm not interested. Only spiritual thoughts, only non-dual thoughts. No, I'm not interested.
But is it possible to separate mind versus another mind. I mean, it's one mind. How can
You're not separating mind from mind. You're noticing that you are the witness of the mind. That's possible. Yes.
Hi, Omkita. So about the three paths that you mentioned in the beginning, the idol worship, yogic, and knowledge.
The devotional path and the yogic path and the
Yes.
knowledge path. Yeah.
Yes.
Three paradigms of spirituality.
Yes. Is it possible to take more than one path? Is that effective?
Absolutely, it's effective. It's a good question. Vivekananda said, the goal is to manifest the divinity already within us. Do it either by worship. He said, by worship, by meditation, by service, or by philosophy. By one or more of all of these paths, and be free. That is all of religion. Books, temples, doctrines, and churches are secondary details. And they're all progressive path details. But the fact is that I am the free, I am this, I am. Namashantaya Tejasi. Today we approached it, and this book is entirely path of knowledge. So I'm sort of privileging this path. But the fact is, other paths also work. They will also get you to the goal in different ways. Vivekananda, in fact, the message of this place, Vedanta Society, and Vivekananda's message is the harmony of the four yogas. Do we have the symbol of the Ramakrishna order somewhere here? So if you have it, you will see the four yogas. If you look it up, there is a swan on it's there in the book. Yes, in the back of the book, it's there, the small symbol here. You will see a swan swimming on the water. There's a lotus which is blooming. There's sun rising in the background, and the whole thing is encircled by a cobra, by a snake. The rising sun symbolizes knowledge, the path of which we did today. The blooming lotus symbolizes devotion, love. And then the wavy water symbolizes action, service. And the encircling snake symbolizes the Kundalini, which is a representative of the power of meditation. And the message is the swan in between is our real self, the I am, or you can call it God. And the message is by a harmony of philosophy, love, service, and meditation, one can realize this truth. That's the harmony. So your question is a good question. Yes. You have a question? Can you pass it down there? Oh, you have a question? Yeah, then we'll go there.
Pranam Swamiji.
Tell us your name.
My name is Badri Narayan.
Yes.
You said about Avasthatraya Vichara. My question is more on Smriti, Pramana Viparya, Vikalpa Smriti. Does the Smriti or the memories, does it more exist in the mind or the intellect? Because sometimes it's also subconscious.
Memories, they are part of what is called Antakarana, inner instrument. Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankara. Mind is the deliberative function, which is processing. Like call it processing, cognitive processing. Buddhi is understanding, determinative faculty. Ahankara is ego, the I, the one which harmonizes, which unifies all activities. And then finally, it is the chitta, the storehouse, the memories. It's part of the inner instrument. Or in general, if you want to put it in English, it's part of the mind.
Somebody's brain, something happens and they lose the memory. Still there?
Yes, you're unable to access it. Because the physiological idea is that everything we have, our mind is entirely brain-based. The brain is destroyed, mind is also gone. But that's the materialist reductionist paradigm. Vedanta, Sankhya, Buddhism, Jainism, all religions in fact, they will say the mind is operating through the brain, but it's not literally the brain. Even if the brain is destroyed, the mind is still there, inaccessible right now. But when it gets another brain, another body, then you can recover. And they say even the memories of past lives are there. So memories of past lives are there, that means the memories must be brain independent. Nowadays we can understand it very well because we have this concept of data backing up to the cloud. So if you lose your device, all your data, if it's backed up to the cloud, you get a new device. And then if you have backed it up nicely, that data will be downloaded. You'll continue to use the same photos, same documents, same information. Just like that. The physical body, brain and nervous system will die with this body one day. But that does not mean that the memories which are there will be lost. They will carry on to the next life, but they'll be inaccessible. But it is said, proof of this is that the yogis are said to be able to access memories of this life and past lives. One interesting thing they pointed out recently, there's some study I was reading in Guardian newspaper and some other places also. A lot of information is coming out at the brain activity at the point of death. Now, people expected, doctors have expected, biologists, that at the point of death, when the physical system is failing, the brain is dying, you'd expect that activity to become less and less and less and finally stop. And that's what happens, it becomes less and less. But at the point of death, for the last few minutes or seconds, brain activity suddenly surges. Something is happening in the brain. Something is happening in the brain at the point of death which we don't understand. Suddenly, if they measure the electrical activity in the certain parts of the brain and some neurochemicals which are released, like dopamine, serotonin, the feel-good neurochemicals which are usually associated with feeling of peace and joy and fulfillment, those are released at the point of death. And cognitive area and the areas of memory suddenly light up in like blazing activity for a few seconds. Then everything stops. Now, they're saying why this happens, we have no idea at all. What use is it? The brain is dying anyway. My feeling is, when I read this, I didn't know about this, but when I read this, my feeling is all these religions they talk about, in the Indian religions, Vedanta, Buddhism, Jainism, they talk about the soul, the Jivatma, leaving the physical body when it dies and going on. So it's like a rocket preparing to take off. Tremendous activity will go on in the launch pad, Cape Canaveral, then it is boosted into space. So similarly, body is dying, I must leave this body. The final preparations, push, the brain gives its final push, and Upanishads talk about it. The tremendous activity going on at the moment of death. Gita also talks about it. Gathering to itself memories and thoughts, all of that, sensory powers into one bundle, it leaves the dying body and goes on to other bodies. We've seen some correlation here. Anyway, tell us your name and ask the question.
Thank you. My name is Connor Andrews, and thank you for the teaching. My question is a little more general because my experience with Hinduism and now Advaita Vedanta started a long time ago through a novel, and then that included Shiva and Vishnu and these themes. And then Wikipedia was very young back then, and I read Vivekananda's speech about the unity of religions. And then many years passed and I found your talks. And throughout all those years, and I'm reading the Upanishads, it's easy to understand how Indra and Vayu and these deities are there when they're going to speak to Brahman and they have the straw, and that's easy for me to understand. What it's more difficult for me to get at is the presence of Ganesha and Shiva and these other deities that don't quite fit, but they're still used they're still invoked. In the beginning of this book, there's an invocation to Ganesha, and so Brahman is all, and Atman is Brahman, and I am Atman, but I'm also invoking Ganesha. Yes. And I'm also chanting Shiva, and I understand, I've gone and researched, and it's, for me, having not come up with the culture, I'm tempted to what is that? And I go read about it, and I can get lost in it.
Yeah.
I hear you speak, it's very clear.
Yes.
But where do those archetypes fit in?
Right. Now, the first distinction we must make when we're talking about Hindu deities is a helpful distinction between God with a capital G and gods with small g. So, in Hinduism, we have what is called Brahman, the ultimate reality. And that Brahman is also the god of religion. Ultimately, it is you, Atman, the self. But also, it's the god of religion. It is that which is worshipped as God in the devotional, theistic religions. In Hinduism, that Brahman, in Vedanta, it's called Saguna Brahman, Brahman with attributes. That corresponds to the general idea of God with a capital G, the one God of all religions. And that in Hinduism is worshipped in different ways. because it's limitless, it can be worshipped in different ways. Same thing is worshipped as Shiva, same thing as Devi, the Divine Mother, same, we just had Navaratri recently. And same thing as Vishnu, ordination, same thing, same reality. It's God of the universe, the creator, preserver, destroyer of the world. And that God of the universe can also take incarnation and come amongst us. We believe in incarnation of God. That's why it's easy for a Hindu to believe in Jesus. That's why we believe in Rama and Krishna and Ramachandra. In Buddha, who denied the existence of God, for us Hindus, is God. He's right here. So that's God with capital G, and God comes as incarnations. Now, quite apart from this, there are sentient beings in this universe, like us, with a body, with a mind, going from lifetime to lifetime. And among these sentient beings are the most powerful ones who are controlling this universe. They are called Devatas, Devas. So someone controls all radiation and fire and power in this universe, so Agni. Someone controls all matter, all of that, like that. So these are all sentient beings. So they are very powerful sentient beings. And in one cycle of the universe, in one universe, they lord it over all of us. They are controllers of powers, but they are not God. That's the story in the Kena Upanishad, that they put a piece of straw and they can't burn it. All the power of these deities is useless because it's all derived from Brahman. Just as all the senses, literally it's happening within us. Our seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, we just did it. I am is behind it. Without the I am, can you see, hear, smell, taste, touch? Nothing. Without awareness, nothing is possible. Similarly, without Brahman, Indra, Vayu, Agni, they can't do their functions. That's the meaning. So these are the deities, the Vedic deities. The only problem is sometimes in each of the Hindu traditions, one of these forms is elevated to the one God of the universe, everything else is made subservient to that. So Vaishnavas will say, yes, we believe in God, and God is Vishnu. The Shaivites will say, yes, we believe in Brahman, God, but God is Shiva for us. And the worshippers of the Divine Mothers will say, the Shaktas, yes, we believe in God, for us God is Durga or Kali. So it's complex, but this is what unifies the whole thing. All right, last question. Okay. Last question.
Thank you for being here. We really enjoyed it. My name is Ravi.
Yes.
My question is Brahman could only be realized in a human form? I mean, animals also have sleep, awake state, sleep state, and dream state.
Yeah, we think God realization is possible with the equipment of a human being. Remember, we have gone through animal bodies also, and we have got a human body now, human birth now. And in Vedanta, in general in Hinduism, also Buddhism, Jainism, which all accept multiple lifetimes, Sikhism also. So we believe that the human birth is especially valuable, shouldn't waste it, because it's only in this birth that God realization is possible. Even ethical life is possible. And in animal births, neither ethical life nor spiritual life is possible. However, your question was, they also have waking, dreaming, deep sleep. They are also consciousness, that I am is present right there, except that they don't have powerful intellects and the ability to process it. But they still have some limited mind capacities for some time.
A slight follow-up on that one.
Yes.
Is, both in Gita and also in Bhagavatam, Vishnu Puranam, it's the manifestation of the same Supreme Soul.
Yes, all animals are manifestation of same Supreme Soul, absolutely.
So how come that division?
The division is in the manifestation. The moment you said manifestation, there is manifestation of certain powers in an amoeba, certain powers in an elephant or a tiger, certain powers in human beings. These human bodies are conducive to God realization. Sri Ramakrishna put it in a simple, homely way. He said, Manush ki kaumga, ei manush to janme ishwar labh hote pare. Manush ishwar ke pete pare. Is a human being a small thing? In the human birth, you can realize God. And this is a common idea in all these religions. However, having said that, you're right. There always will be these little exceptional cases. In the Puranas you find, in modern times also you find certain cases where it is said that some animals became enlightened. Narendra Moksh is there. So these stories are there, which showing that they are also sentient beings. And maybe by some tremendous act of grace, they might also become enlightened. Ultimately, they might come to a human body and become enlightened, but in that body also they might become enlightened. All right. Thank you so much. We will meet again.